Hello, my fellow fishing enthusiasts, and welcome back to the channel. Your old mate is here with another highly anticipated fishing forecast, and trust me, you're going to want to hear what I've got for you today. We're diving deep into the conditions for New Zealand on the 7th of November 2025. This isn't just any day, friends. This is a day that holds immense promise for some truly memorable catches. As spring firmly takes hold, the waters are teeming with life, and fish are in a voracious feeding mood. We've got rising temperatures, prolific insect hatches, and an incredible buzz of activity that signals prime fishing opportunities across the country. It'll tell you why this day will be special, where to cast your lines, and what gear to use to maximize your chances. Get ready to drop everything because the bite is on. All right, let's talk brass tacks and get specific about what you can expect to reel in. Based on the current trends and the data we've gathered, we're focusing on three of New Zealand's most exciting species for this time of year: snapper, kingfish, and, for our freshwater fanatics, trout. Snapper. My friends, November is prime time for snapper, and on the 7th, these prized fish will be moving inshore in big numbers, packing on condition before their spawning season. Look for them schooling up in sheltered bays, around worm beds, and throughout the Firth of Thames. Focus on depths between 10 and 20 meters, especially around structures, reefs, and drop-offs where baitfish congregate. In the Hauraki Gulf, keep an eye out for workups, those incredible feeding frenzies with diving birds and even dolphins. Soft baiting is incredibly effective right now. Think natural colors like green or brown for your soft plastics, jigging them slowly near the bottom. Alternatively, a fresh butterfly jack mackerel or a live bait will also entice those spring monsters. Metal lures can also produce exceptional results. Kingfish. Next up, the powerful kingfish. These fighters are ramping up their activity and numbers with the warming water. You'll find them around their usual haunts, any structure, headlands, or areas with good current. The warmer water means they're feeding aggressively in the upper water column. Again, keep your eyes peeled for those workups. They're often found there, chasing baitfish. If they're hitting the surface in a workup, topwater lures like large stick baits or poppers can be exhilarating. If they're a bit deeper, jigging with heavy metal jigs is a surefire way to get their attention. And of course, a live kahawai or yellowtail is often irresistible to a hungry kingfish. They're in big numbers and ready for a strong fight, so gear up accordingly. Trout, rainbow and brown. For our freshwater enthusiasts, the trout, both rainbow and brown, are becoming increasingly active. November truly marks the beginning of the warm weather and a proliferation of insect life, leading to some exceptional dry fly fishing, particularly in the evenings. Rivers and streams, especially in the central North Island, will be firing as invertebrate activity increases. Look for them in riffles, seams, and around structure where food washes down. For lake fishing, mornings can be good in around 6 to 9 meters of water. For rivers, nymphing with smaller natural patterns or a dry dropper setup will be key during the day. As the sun sets, pay attention to evening rises for caddis. For lake fishing, jigging is starting to kick in as water temperatures rise using green orbits or woolly buggers. Trolling with lead lines or downriggers can also be highly effective for consistent catches. Now let's break down the conditions for the 7th of November 2025 so you understand why the fish will be behaving this way. Weather. For much of New Zealand, we're looking at pleasant conditions. The temperature will be sitting comfortably around 17 degrees Celsius during the day, dropping to a mild 10 to 15 degrees Celsius at night. We're expecting occasional rain, clearing in the evening, with southeasterly winds that will be easing. Crucially, atmospheric pressure is forecast to be stable or rising, which, from my experience, often translates to more active fish. Stable conditions combined with warming temperatures are key indicators for a good bite. Water temperature. Water temperatures across New Zealand's waterways are definitely on the rise. In coastal areas like Auckland, the average sea temperature is around 17 degrees Celsius, making it comfortable for many inshore species. This warming trend signals to fish that it's time to feed aggressively to build condition before their spawning cycles or after the winter months. In the lakes and rivers, The increased warmth boosts their metabolism, making them more active and willing to chase your offerings. Moon phase. On the 7th of November 2025, we'll be experiencing a waning gibbous moon with an illumination of about 93 to 97%. This is just one day after the full moon. Many anglers, myself included, believe that the increased light from the moon, even in its waning phase just after full, can extend feeding windows, especially around moonrise and moonset, so those evening and early morning bites might be particularly productive. Overall fish activity. November truly sees the real beginning of warm weather and an explosion of insect life, which translates directly into increased feeding activity for freshwater fish. For saltwater species, the warming coastal waters bring in baitfish, creating frenzied workups for predators. This is a transitional period from spring to summer where fish are actively putting on condition. My personal assessment for the 7th of November is a good to excellent bite. The stable high pressure, rising water temperatures, and the post-full moon effect are all aligning to create fantastic fishing conditions. It's a day when the fish will be less wary and eager to feed. So there you have it, my friends. Your comprehensive fishing forecast for New Zealand on the 7th of November 2025. I truly hope this helps you plan your next adventure on the water. Remember, observe the conditions, adapt your tactics, and most importantly, enjoy every moment out there. I wish you all tight lines and ni hwasta ni cheshui. That's neither tail nor scale for my international friends. Good luck. If you found this forecast helpful, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss any of my future videos. And now a question for you. What are your plans for fishing this week? And what's your go-to bait or lure when the snapper are running in spring? Share your thoughts and tips in the comments below. I love hearing from you all. Until next time, happy fishing.